platform is a low code platform. You that right? It's a low code platform.
Yeah.
So my question is like when you search for this thing like and you get to know from someone or you have got the result and the Power Platform is a low code platform. So have you ever thought like if it is a low code platform, then why there is need of developer in low code platform?
Yeah, this is like more of drag and drop. Like I have learned Siebel before. I have like, so they said suggested Siebel kind of Siebel, which is minimize everything is already built in, just to understand the application, and then you have to develop it. So they have minimized the code. That is what I heard. I don't know what is the answer for your question. So I want the right answer for it. So why is there?
No, actually, my question was little bit different. So you answered a little bit different. So my question was, if it is a low code platform, right? If it is a drag and drop feature kind of thing or a drag and drop kind of tool, then a normal person can also use it, right? If it is a drag and drop kind of thing. So why there is need of developer?
I can't answer. I don't know the answer.
Maruti, can you answer this because you have been in this SharePoint and SharePoint Online from last 10 years?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I think the thing is like we can, as a developer, we have to connect like various data sources, including I think 200 plus data sources. I think there we need a developer. And also when you do the business process, also we have to use Power Automate. I think Power Platform, I mean, Power Apps is going to be only going to be work like 50% and rest of the 50% will work like a Power Automate. So the Power Automate, I think we need some logic and coding. So there we need developers to implement. And also one more thing, like some of the companies is looking for to change from on-premises to online, like example, SharePoint. And on that time, we have to look at into that old version, what was exactly in there. So how the code is working, and then we have to put it in this one into the Power Apps.
So like it is somewhat correct. So let me tell you like what is the actual need of developer in this Power Platform. So it's a low code platform. So Microsoft, like in its documentation, have mentioned it as a low code platform. But they haven't mentioned it low code platform till what level of business application. Obviously, like Maruti is working in SharePoint from last 10 plus years. So SharePoint was just developed to manage the documents, and the rest of the things like the customizations and all those things cannot be done by a normal person, right? For that we need developer, right, Maruti?
Yes, sir,
For
yeah,
example, if I want to embed some JavaScript, sorry. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, you are right, sir.
Saying something.
No, I said yes, sir. You are right.
For the customization, so if
So
it is a very
some
small
development
level,
knowledge is needed here. You're telling an inexperienced person can.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Your voice is breaking. Yeah.
I'm saying that a normal person can, a normal person can develop the application as well. But if the business requirement is high, right? Why developer need is there? I'm answering that. Why developer need is there? If it is a low code platform, it means that it can be done by a normal person. Why the need of developer is there if it is a low code platform? So why you are looking for a job which is low code platform, right? So you should firstly try to learn like what is the need? What is the need of us for that or for that role? So what our role is that wherever we need customizations, wherever we need high level business applications, right? For that we need developers. That cannot be done by a normal person. For example, if I want to implement something which need for loops kind of thing, which need lot of iterations, then the normal person who does not know what is iteration, what is for loop, they cannot get the things or they cannot get the exact picture of the business application which we want to develop. Okay. So that is now here like our role comes into play. So I'm sharing my screen and I'm starting the session. So this was just a normal introduction call so that you can get like why we are studying Power Apps. Okay, because anything you are studying, you must know like why we are studying it. So why we
Yeah.
will study Power Platform, you must know that. It's a
Correct.
low code platform. Obviously, it's a low code platform. Like a simple application can be developed by a normal person as well. Then what is the need of us? Why company are paying so huge amount for this Power Apps developer, right? If it is a low code platform,
Correct.
even a person like who know Pythons and Java, like they are not getting that much paid like the Power Apps developer are getting paid these days. Firstly, it's a tool of Microsoft, and you know the Microsoft is a giant. Is a giant
Yeah.
company all over the world, and the tool provided by them is always a giant. So I'm
Okay.
sharing my screen. Once it is visible,
Then why are
yeah.
they mentioning, like wherever I see, I can see like anybody who's out of computer knowledge can also do Power Apps. They shouldn't do like
Yes,
that, right?
yeah, it is exactly like that. But let me tell you what is that. Like it's a low code platform, means here you require less coding. Here you require less coding in order to achieve the same task. For example,
Okay.
if I want to build an application, if I want to build an leave management application, so that application in Java will take almost a month or 2 months or 3 months. That
Yes.
similar application in C# will take 3 months. But the same application with the same functionality can be developed in in a month or in a 1.5 months by using Power Apps and Power Automate and all those kind of things.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but we are here to learn, so we will learn and then we will slowly and slowly move towards the basic level and then slowly and slowly to the intermediate level.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Another question. Just with Power Apps knowledge, is it? Can we get a job with the Power Apps knowledge?
Yes. Yes.
Just with Power Apps. Okay. No one
Yeah.
Power Automate or what is that? Power BI. No.
No, like you should have some basic knowledge of Power Automate as well. Power
Okay.
Apps and Power Automate is fine. You need not to learn. You need not to go for Power BI. You need not to go for Power Virtual Agent, because
Okay.
for Power BI, like there is a separate team in every organization which handle it. And Power BI is basically used for visualizing and it is used for building the reports and all those kind of things. So
Okay.
there are always a separate team for such kind of things, and that team is called as data analyst team. And like we as a Power Apps developer, like we should have knowledge of Power Automate and Power Apps. Now if we are using Power Apps, then we should have some basic knowledge of the data source which we are connecting in it. And like as soon as I will get into the lecture, you will get to know about the data source which we can connect.
Okay.
Mostly we will go for SharePoint list. I hope you are aware about SharePoint list.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm little bit of knowledge about it, but I'm out of touch for a few years.
No issue, Priya. Like no issue. Like people are generally out of touch, and whenever like you will see that, you will get to know.
Yeah.
You will easily remember all the things which you have done in past. So I hope my screen is visible to you all.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm sharing my screen with you. Is it visible?
Yes.
I have opened my notepad.
Okay.
Is it visible to you all? Hello?
Yes, I'm able to see.
And
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
fine. So before I proceed directly towards the Power Platform, let me give you some basic, like where that Power Platform lies. Okay, like a few basic parts. So can you please name some of the tools which has been introduced by Microsoft and you are using it since your childhood? Can you please name some of the tools?
MS Office.
MS Office, like inside MS Office, like lot of
Excel.
tools are there, right?
Yeah.
Excel,
MS Word.
MS Word,
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint, Outlook, right?
Info Path Forms.
Yeah, Info Path Forms. Let us not discuss about this info path form.
Yeah, okay.
So like because I told you like the which we have used since our childhood. So Priya, like you might have heard about these things like in your childhood,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Your
like
school
Excel,
time.
MS Word, PowerPoint, all Outlook. Yeah.
Okay. Like everyone who have studied in school, they might have heard about these things in their school as well. Because the
Yes.
first topic itself in the computer is MS Word, MS Excel, and all those things. Now this come like these tools like in earlier days, like they were having a desktop version of these tools, right? We need to have MS Office, and inside that MS Office, like Excel, Word, and PPT were there, right?
Mm-hmm.
These were the desktop application. Do you know what is desktop application? Any application for which we need to install, we need installing, that kind of application is
Local
known as
machine.
desktop.
Yeah.
Okay? And the application which don't need any installment kind of things, that applications are known as cloud-based applications. Okay,
Yeah.
they run on the browser. For that, we don't need to require we don't need to require and install those applications in our machine. Like what is the advantage of using cloud application is that like our data will always be in the cloud. For example, in
Yeah.
desktop application, like there are a lot of Excel which you have stored, okay, which you have stored, and like all of a sudden your machine stop working. Your machine stop working, and all the data you haven't put into the cloud. All your data were in your machine, so you will lost all your data. Like for example, you have that laptop from last 5 years, and last 5 years data were there, so all those data will be lost, correct?
In cloud
Yes,
based,
yeah.
right?
No, not in cloud, in desktop.
In desktop, yeah, sorry, in desktop, yeah.
In desktop, like all the data will not be there. Every data we will lost we will lose every data,
Yeah.
correct? So
Yes.
that is why like considering those things, like MS Office has introduced the cloud version of their legacy application. Okay, legacy application means these applications. These are the legacy application, very old application of Microsoft, and still they are used, and still they are popular. Do you find any other tool like which is more popular than PPT? Any replacement tool for PPT? I don't find any replacement tool or any cool tool for presenting for creating the presentation apart from this Microsoft PowerPoint. Apart from that, like for writing the things like MS Word is the best thing, right? For maintaining the data in the format of tabular, Excel is the best tool. So let me introduce you another term, that is Office 365.
So you are telling MS Office, all those are legacy applications.
Yes, these are the legacy applications of Microsoft, right? Legacy means old applications of Microsoft, which are still in popular.
Yeah.
Like, let me tell you, for example, like Amitabh Bachchan is a very legacy actor. It means that
Okay.
he's a very old actor, he's a very popular actor.
Got it, yeah.
Okay, like that. So now Office 365. What is Office 365? You need to know that, because everything which we will be learning in our entire session, that comes under Office 365. Okay, or its new name is M365, that is called as Microsoft 365. Sometimes I may be calling it Office 365, sometimes I may be calling it as Microsoft 365. So both are same. Okay. Now, if someone asks you what is Office 365, so how you will have to, like, you need to answer that question as well, right? You need to answer that question. You cannot directly say that Office 365 is this. So you can say that Office 365 is a SaaS product. Now, can anyone tell what does SaaS means?
Software.
Sorry. Yeah, software as a service.
As a service.
Okay. And what are these products? Like software as a service, service products are those products which run on browser, okay, or which run online. For example, the Microsoft Excel, which is running in my task window, it is not a software as a service. It is software as a product. It is installed in my system, and I am using that, and I can use it as offline as well. But for using the cloud application, you should be online. Is it correct or not?
Yes. Yes.
If you don't have the internet connection, can you use cloud products?
We cannot.
We cannot. Correct. So now we are aware, like in India, in any other countries, like the internet, like is boom. Like in earlier days, like we were not using internet that much, but these days, like internet is always available. Most of the time, it is available. Like even 4G network, or in every house, like you can find Wi-Fi now. So now the things are easy. Like earlier, like when we were in 2010 or 2005, like the data recharge was also too costly, right? But these days it is too less. That is why like people are moving towards the cloud more. They are not preferring the desktop version, because like there are two major disadvantages of using desktop function. Firstly, it will occupy some extra space in your machine. Secondly, the data will not be in the cloud. Like if some, like I have given you one example, if one fine day your laptop stops working,
yeah, everything is lost.
then every data will be lost.
Yeah.
Unless and until you haven't put it in your OneDrive or Google Drive somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay. So Office 365 or M365 is software as a service product which contains popular legacy tools, Microsoft. I'm writing Microsoft as MS, okay? Popular legacy Microsoft tools. Can you please name some tools? Legacy tools of Microsoft, that is Word.
MS tools, Word, Excel,
Excel, PowerPoint. And along with that, some new tools like Power Apps, Power Automate, SharePoint, Power BI, Power Virtual Agents. Okay, I think these are fine, and even more tools are there. Is it clear till here?
Yeah.
Now, my another question. There are many tools inside Office 365, but do we need developer for all the tools?
How many? 95?
No. There are, no, I didn't tell 95. There are a lot of tools. I said lot of tools are there.
Okay.
Okay. For example, this is Office 365. Okay. You can see my screen.
Yes.
This is Office 365. This is the app launcher. This is called as app launcher. This 9 dots is called as app launcher. App launcher means when you will click on this, you will see all the apps of Office 365. Now I will click on this all apps. Explore all your apps. Now these are the tools.
Okay.
Add bookings, calendar, compliance, Excel. You are aware about this Excel, right?
Yes.
But this is the cloud version of Excel. Forms, list, OneDrive. You might be aware about OneDrive as well.
Yes.
OneNote, Outlook, people. Then there is Power Apps, like which we will be learning. Power Automate, which we will be learning. SharePoint is there. PowerPoint is there. So there are many tools which comes under Office 365. So do we need developer for all the tools?
No, sir. No, I don't need.
No, there are only few tools for which we need developer. That is only 4 tools, majorly 4 or 5 tools are there. First one is Power Apps. Second one is Power Automate. Third one is Power BI. Fourth one is the SharePoint. And there might be one tool, Power Virtual Agents. Did you find it?
Power Virtual Agent.
Where is that Power Virtual Agents? Might not be here. This is not coming up over here. So Power Virtual Agents are also there, okay?
Okay.
Where developer roles come into play. Like for that, we need developers. We need someone who can work on that. A normal person cannot do it. Like a normal person means like if you are like a Word, like Microsoft Word. In Microsoft Word, even a 5th, 6th class standard student can work it and like make the document, right? Even on Excel, like 8th or 9th class student can work on Excel as well.
Yes.
Someone have to send a mail, then they can work on Outlook. In the similar way, like there are a lot of tools are there for planner, list, and all these tools are there. Most of the tools are business related tools, but like only in few tools we need developers. That is Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI. Correct? So let me write those tools. The tools where developer role comes into place. Along with me, can you please please name?
Tools to developer role is a SharePoint.
Yeah.
Power Platform.
Power, not Power Platform, like Power Apps. Okay.
Power Apps, yeah. Power Apps, Power BI.
Power BI.
Power Automate.
Some more tools are there. Let us say ... Okay, but we have to focus on these tools only.
Okay.
Apart from these tools, like we have to focus on only these 3: SharePoint, Power Apps, and Power Automate. Okay. Now, any doubt till here? Priya or
no,
Maruti?
Sir. Yeah, good.
Maruti, do you have any doubt till here? Any questions? Any queries?
No, sir, it's fine.
Fine, right? I hope the like my pace is also good. Like it's not too fast, not too slow.
Yeah, perfect. It is perfect.
You should have the basic idea of these as well. Now, let us talk about the thing which we will be learning. Okay. Now, inside Office 365 tools are there. We get to know about those tools. Now we get to know about those tools where developer roles come into play. Now, actually, we will learn about those tools which we will be learning, because we will work as a developer in any organization, right? Now, inside Office 365, there is one group created, or a group of tools is created, which has been named as Power Platform. Okay. Has been named as Power Platform. Inside this Power Platform, Microsoft has kept 4 tools. So I think Maruti will be aware about those tools, and even after hearing the name Priya, you might also be aware about those tools. Which are the tools which Microsoft has kept under Power Platform? Can you please name those tools?
Power Platform is Power Apps, Power BI, Power Automate.
And Power Virtual Agent.
Virtual Agent, yeah.
Everything which has power in it, that comes under Power Platform.
Okay.
Okay. Now, does anyone of you know that what is Power Apps, or what is Power BI, or what is Power Automate, or what is Power Virtual Agents?
Power BI is what I come to know is it's an what is that? It's an development application development environment to build some custom business applications, like which is a suite of services, apps, and connectors.
So Power BI is a reporting tool.
Yeah, Power BI is a reporting tool. Like one line answer. Power BI is a tool which is used for building reports or visualizing the data in a better way. Okay. Or visualizing the data in a graphical manner. For example, if like lakhs of data is there, in that lakhs of data, you have to find the people like who belongs to country India, and along with that you have to find the people who like the female category, children, male category. So for those, like we need to prepare a report like which can be easily visualized, right? Which can be easily visualized. So I hope everyone watch cricket. Do you watch cricket, Priya, and do you watch cricket, Maruti?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I do.
Okay. So, like the number of runs which is scored in every over, it is displayed to us in the TV screen or mobile screen in the graphical manner, right?
Yes.
Why it is represented in the graphical manner? So that we can easily visualize such things.
Yeah.
Right? That this score was made in this over, or like how far we are behind from the another team. For example, yesterday there was match between India and Pakistan. So like after every over we were seeing the graph, like how much over we are behind from that Pakistan team, right? Because Pakistan batted first yesterday.
Yes.
So we as an end user could easily visualize those things. If that hot star person would have given us the Excel, let's see the data over here and visualize it, no one will watch cricket. Right? If such thing would happen, no one will watch cricket. Correct?
Yes.
Like giving the data in the form of tabular format to the end user, that is not suggestible if the data is too large. If the data is 4 or 5 items are there, then give us, like we can easily work on that, we can easily see it. But the data is too large and we have to visualize it, then the visualization should be clear picture and the things which should like we should be able to understand more. Right? For example, when we were in nursery or KG, like we had a book in which like apple was there, and that apple was in the entire page, right? Because visualization, like we have been taught since childhood that visualization is the better way to learn or better way to understand the things. So Power BI is used for that purpose only, for visualizing the things. I hope the example is clear to you all people. Correct? Maruti, any question?
No, sir. No. Yeah, no
Okay.
question, sir.
So let me tell you each and everything one by one. Okay, Power Apps, Power BI, Power Virtual Agents, and Power Apps. So what is Power Apps? If someone will ask you, if for example, if you went for an interview, so what is the main focus for you both? Like, is it like cracking the interview in some another organization, or Maruti, or like Priya, like I got to know about your focus, that is getting the job once again. Like, what is your main focus, Maruti? Like, is it like getting the job, or you want to do the work in the same organization with projects?
No, I got the same work. We did develop costly in info forms and ASP.NET forms and SharePoint. Now we have to move everything into the Power Apps and SharePoint Online.
Yes. So you are migrating the content from SharePoint on-prem to SharePoint Online.
That's correct, sir. Yeah.
So for migrating the content, you might be using ShareGate, but Now
Yeah,
the info
ShareGate.
platforms are there, and the
Yeah.
other forms which would not migrate directly.
Yeah.
So that you will be converting into
Redo the things, sir. Yeah, redo.
Yeah, redo. That is fine. That is fine. Yeah, that is also easy, like info platforms and like converting them is easy thing. That is not that much typical.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got to know about both. I'm my screen. I have stopped sharing my screen. Or what? Is it visible?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You can see.
Okay. So let us talk about Power Apps. So when someone asks you what is Power Apps, for example, there is one new client which came to us, and no client ask us we want this, right? He just present us the business requirement, and we as a team have to guide it. What things which we can do in order to build the application in less time and in a better way, right? So now as a client, I reach out to you people and I ask you that I want to build an application with this business requirement is there. And then Priya and Maruti, you both are in the same team. Then you thought like, oh, we can develop this easily in the Power Apps. But now as a client, I don't know what is Power Apps. Then I will obviously ask you people what is Power Apps, right? Then what you will explain to them what is Power Apps. That is where my focus is on, okay? In the easy language, in the easy way, how we can explain it, how we can explain to the customer or how we can explain to the interviewer. So firstly, in a very easy way, Power Apps, just simple what we have learned till now. Power Apps is a tool which comes under Office 365. Okay, till here, no one have any doubt, right? Which comes under.
No.
Now, what is the use of this? For this is our first point. It is a low code platform which is used for building business application according to customers' need. Hope the line is clear to you all.
Mm-hmm.
If it is a low code platform, it means the time required for the development of such business application will be low. Okay, as it is a low code platform, so the time required for building application is very less. So that is fine. Like this much explanation is fine to any customer. Now, another thing which you can mention is, as it is a tool of Microsoft, and we know that Microsoft is a giant company and what kind of support they can provide to their tool. So obviously using a tool for a company which is giant, it will be much better, right? Clear? Priya,
Yes.
any doubt? Maruti, any doubt?
Yes, sir. No, that's fine.
Priya, do you have any doubt?
No, sir. Yeah, we are fine.
Clear, right?
Yes.
Now, another thing is that I will explain that to you in the Canvas application. Let us move towards our next thing, that is Power BI. So I'll explain about Power BI. Power BI is a tool which is used for creating reports and visualizing the data in a better way. Okay, so we don't have to focus on this Power BI. We have to focus on Power Apps. Then we have to focus on Power Automate. Now, what is Power Automate? According to its name, can anyone give the definition of Power Automate? Priya, firstly, you can try just according to its name, like Power Automate.
Automate is something like, it's like automation kind of, like the code is automated, I guess.
Somewhat correct. Maruti, can you please add some points in it?
Yes, sir. Yeah. The Power Automate, which enables the user can automate the process from end to end, like business flows or workflows. It's similar to workflows, but more effective way, more visualized way.
Okay, fine. You're correct. So, what is Power Automate? So, as the name itself depicts, that it must be used for automating something. Okay, Power Automate means automate something. So, Power Automate is used for automating our daily tasks. Now, if something is automating, it means that we don't require any manual process. Correct? It reduces manual efforts and increase the efficiency of any business. Now let me tell you one example for it. Priya, you use Amazon, right?
Amazon, yeah.
Maruti, you also use Amazon. So whenever,
Yes, yeah.
or let us take an example of IRCTC, many examples. Let us consider example of Amazon. Whenever you order something, you went to Amazon, you search for, like for example, you want to buy an iPhone. You search for an iPhone, you went to iPhone 13, you click on buy option. You have made the payment. Once the payment is made, like you receive an email, right? As soon as you make the payment, you receive an email. Along with that email, you receive a message as well in your mobile phone. Correct?
Yes.
So is someone sitting behind it? Is someone sitting in the Amazon and like he is checking on the continuous manner that is someone putting some order or not? Is someone putting order or not? Is some person sitting in Amazon, like he will check that Priya has ordered it or not? Like he will be sitting 24 and some person in the Amazon will be sitting 24/7. Is it like that or what?
No, not like that.
It is not like that. It is automated, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you place the order, you will receive an email notification that is called as an automation. If such thing would not have exist in IT world, our task would have been really difficult, right? One person like would have to sit in Amazon or would have to sit in Myntra every time. like see that whether someone is ordering or not. For that, we requires manual effort, right? For such thing, we requires manual effort if automation is not there. So ultimately, what automation is doing, it is reducing our manual effort, correct? So that I have written in the second line. It reduces manual effort and increases the efficiency of business. Obviously, if the manual effort is increasing, then efficiency is increasing.
Yeah.
Correct. So that is the use of power. Like this, like there are 100, like not even 100, like 1,000 of tasks which can be automated. So as soon as we will progress in the course, we will learn Power Automate, like how we can automate the things. What is the need of this automation in day-to-day business? This is really, really important.
Okay.
Now, let us move towards the Power Virtual Agent. I hope Power Automate is clear.
Yes, sir.
It's just a basic definition we are discussing today. Like I will take the entire session for Power Apps and Power Automate and Power Virtual Agents. So you might have heard about chatbots, right?
Chatbots.
Have you heard of chatbots?
Yes.
Do you know what is chatbot?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what is chatbot?
So it's a automatic response from a messenger. Like whenever you go to any website, it will identify somebody is looking into the website and it will keep ask that questions. It's a chatbot.
Yeah.
Based on your questions, it will answer you back based on our questionnaire.
That means some automated chatbot is there. For example, like for example, you went to some web application, and in that web application you have some doubts, and you want to ask that doubt, you want to clarify that doubt. So you will just enter your question, and depending upon the question, like that chatbot will identify some keywords inside it, and according to that keyword, one answer must be mapped, and that they will show it to you. For example, you are using SBI Bank application. Then in SBI Bank application, there is one chatbot. You will type savings over there. Then it will give you all the results related to savings. Like what do you want in savings? Like whether you want to open a saving account, or whether like there is some issue with your saving accounts, or for example, you have some queries related to your credit cards. Then you will type their credit card. Then the chatbots will give you some extra information, like what do you want to know in the credit card, your next bill cycle, your next bill date, or you want to have a customer call, whatever the things which you need. So I think you both are aware with this right, chatbots. You see it on a daily basis in every application, like Zomato. Zomato has a chat. If you want to complain something, then they ask you, right? Like you put like food quality was not good. Then directly they will give you the list of the foods which you have ordered before.
Yeah.
You can click on that. You have to post the pictures.
Yeah.
Have you ever complained? Yeah, Priya.
That is all automated, sir. That messages means we are asking questions, they are replying, right?
Some of the messages are automated, but after, like you said that I am not satisfied with all those answers, then actual manual efforts come into play. Then actual customer care services come into play. But most of the things are automated. Like you will put one email, like I have a query, then they will directly send an email notification, thank you for reaching out to us, like we are sorry, we are inconvenience caused, something like this message comes, right?
Yeah.
So that is chatbot. So Power Virtual Agents is used for building chatbots similar to that. Okay. Is used for building chatbots for business application. Is it fine till here? Any confusion, any doubt, or any suggestion?
No, sir.
No, it's not so.
We are good.
Now, let me ask you one. So, like there are two ways of teaching, right? One, like the one way in which I am teaching is like I am interacting you throughout the session, right? And the another way is like I teach the session throughout, and after that I ask you the doubt. So, in what way you people want? I'm asking your suggestion on this.
Yeah, you teach it, teach and then later ask for the doubts. Yeah.
Sorry.
You proceed and at the end you ask for the doubts.
Okay, Maruti, what is your like the way we are doing today? Like it is not fine, right? You
Yeah.
want that I should discuss all the things, and after that we should ask out. Is it correct?
No, this way is good. The way you taught is good.
Okay, so that is the interaction. That is the interaction one. Like I am doing topic and I'm asking it. The another way is like I will take the whole 45, 50-minute session, and after that I ask you people doubt at the end of the session.
This is good.
Maruti, what
No,
is
it's the
your
same.
suggestion?
Yeah, it's fine, sir. Yeah, whatever you told us today is fine.
Yeah, because that according to my like I like this way, because interaction should be there, because you people must be aware like what is going on, what is not going on. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
Otherwise, like in the last, like you people will ask the question as well, like what was our doubt. In this way, like a lot of things get clear. Okay, so let us move. So this was all about Power Platform and all those things, basic thing. Any doubt till here, or shall I move ahead?
No, please go ahead, sir.
Now we all know what is Power Apps. Okay. Now let us understand in how many ways we can develop Power Apps. We know Power Apps. I will copy the definition from here. And I will place it over here. Okay. Now the next thing which comes into play is like types of Power Apps. So, does anyone have any idea like how many types of Power Apps, like the ways in which we can develop Power Apps?
Yeah.
Yeah, Maruti, do you have any idea?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What is that?
Canvas
Do you
apps.
have any idea?
Canvas apps. Model
Okay, you
driven.
know it. Fantastic. Canvas. Okay. And then another one is portal.
Apps, portals, yeah.
Right. Now the major thing. Everyone knows about this. Like most of the person will know the types of Power Apps, but no one will know about the actual difference between these three. Okay. Now, as a client, I reach out to you. I have some business requirement. I have given it to you people like Maruti and Priya, like you. Like in the whole session, consider that you both are working in the same team. So I reach out to you as a client. I have certain business requirement I told to you. Now, which app you will select, that depends, right? Like Canvas app or model-driven app or portal app.
Yes.
Because Microsoft has introduced 3 different types of Power Apps, it means that there might be some purpose of introducing 3 different types of Power Apps. Otherwise, they would have introduced no types, like similar like Power BI. Power BI has no types, right? But for Power Apps, Microsoft has introduced 3 types so that we can develop the application for 3 different requirements. Now, in what scenario you will go for Canvas application, in what scenario you will go for a model-driven application, and in what scenario you will go for portal application? That is the first question. And that is the first major important thing in our session as well. Till now, it was everything basics, but now here comes the technical part. Correct? Because you both will be working as a developer. Now, Murli, Maruti, do you have any idea?
Yes, sir. Yeah. The Canvas app we build for mobile devices or tablet devices, and model-driven apps for websites, and portals we do for a customer portal or any other portal of things. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not very clear on about it.
So model-driven application cannot run on mobile phone.
No, it will do, but there is a very a thin difference between these two.
Okay. Priya, do you have any idea?
Regarding model-driven apps, I don't know, sir. Yeah, because I have heard as model-driven people normally they're not very friendly. It's like already built tools. We have to pick only what is that? The application which is already not application that
Templates.
Templates which is already built. Only that we have to use. But in Canvas app we can customize with our own things. That is
the first point which you have mentioned it. Like almost 90% correct.
Yeah, that is what I have learned somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Great. So there are 3 different kinds of Power Apps: Canvas application, model driven, and the third one is portal application. So if you as a client ask to me like what is the application out of these 3 which is mostly used, then I will tell that Canvas application, like in 90% cases, Canvas applications are used. Okay, but I'm just putting a percentage over here. You need not to bother about this percentage. And in certain cases, model-driven application are used. You might have heard about Dynamics 365.
Yes.
So Dynamics 365 is nothing but like model-driven is nothing but the advanced version. You can say that advanced version or the cloud version of Dynamics 365, nothing else.
Oh.
Okay. Now, let us come to the difference between these two. Firstly, as a client, I reach out to you. Okay. You people are comfortable in Hindi or not?
Not that much.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can speak.
Okay. Okay, fine. So as a client, I reach out to you people. Okay. Now I told to you that I want this kind, like this is my business requirement. This is my business requirement and this is my business process flow. I want an application which should be good in user interface, because these days only those applications are majorly used which has a better user interface. Correct. If the user interface is not good, then the end users will face lot of difficulties in it and the end user will not like it. For example, if Amazon application would like the Amazon application which we are using, its user interface would be like something like simple HTML and all those things are written over there, then no one would go and use it, right? Its user interface is really good. That is why we are using it. Talking about the Flipkart, its user interface is really good. Talking about the Facebook, do you know like how Facebook was, like how Facebook used to look when it was like 7 years back or 8 years back? The UI was not that much good for Facebook, but now we have improved it, right? So in most of the cases, user interface matters a lot. User interface matters a lot, and customer focus more on the user interface. Why customer focus more on the user interface? Let me tell you, because that is the only thing which end users can see it. The other things the user didn't bother about it. For example, we are we are ordering the things from the Amazon, like do you like 4 people are there. Most of the peoples might be using Amazon like since it has been introduced, but no one try to know like where Amazon is storing their data. We are not bothered about that thing, right? Or do you bother about those things, like where they are storing the data, and what is the pipelines which take the data from the user interface to the data source? Do you bother about all those things?
No.
What is the things which you mostly bother is the user interface, because that you can see the things
Yes.
which you can see. If that is not good, if that is not fine, the customers will not be satisfied. Correct?
Correct.
It means the things which matters the most when we build any application is user interface. Correct? That is why every business focus on user interface. Why? Because that is the only thing which is visible to the customer. The customer cannot see the database. The customer cannot see the pipelines. The customer cannot see the code which is creating our which is taking our data and saving the data in the database, or which is retrieving the data from the database and showing us in a gallery. We are not bothered about all those things. We are just bothered about the user interface which we are seeing.
Correct.
If as a client, I reach out to you and I told you that user interface is my main focus, I'm not going to compromise with the user interface, then in that case, we have to go for Canvas application, because in Canvas application, we can design the user interface, or we can customize the user interface depending upon the business need or depending upon the business requirement. However, if I will talk about the model-driven application, then model-driven application has a fixed user interface, and it's a system-generated user interface. We cannot customize that user interface. Okay. If someone asks you that, hey, I want to build an application in a model-driven, I want a Power Apps, a model-driven Power Apps, and its UI should be really good, then that thing cannot be achieved, because we cannot alter the user interface. It is system generated. We cannot modify or we cannot customize the user interface of model driven. Now, another point. The another point is that now as a customer, I reach out to you and I said to you that, hey, Priya, like I want to build an Power Apps application and its user interface should be good. Okay, then you got to know, I will be using Canvas application. But the client says that, like I am satisfied with the normal user interface as well, which model driven is providing, or system generated. I'm fine with that as well. But I want to use SQL database in it. I want to use SharePoint list as a data source in my Power Apps, because I want to use all the features of Office 365 like SharePoint Online, Power Apps, and Power Automate. So in that case also, we have to go for Canvas application, because Canvas application provides you more than 450 plus connectors, or we can say that we can connect our application, our Power Apps, and the data source could be like Excel. It could be like somewhere outside the environment of the Microsoft as well. Let me SQL is the environment of Microsoft. So SQL is there. And then, for example, we want to connect our data with the ServiceNow. ServiceNow is there. So lot of things, like lot of data are there through which we can connect. Okay.
Salesforce, Hyperion, all those are external sources, right? Connectors.
Yeah, external sources. Now, in case of model-driven application, there is only one database. There is only one database, or there is only one data source which is used, and that is called as Dataverse.
Okay.
The old name of Dataverse was CDS, that is Common Data Services, but now that has been changed to CDS. So if someone asks you into the interview, or like some client is aware about CDS and you people are hearing it, then you don't need to confuse. Like old name of Dataverse was CDS.
Okay.
Okay. Now in model driven, we can use only one database. We can use only one type of data source, but in Canvas application, we can use multiple type of data sources. For example, we can use Excel, we can use SQL, we can use SharePoint Online, we can use Dataverse, we can use any other external connectors as well. Whatever we want, we can use. There are 450 plus connectors available, and apart like all those 450 plus connectors, we can use it. Now coming to the third point, what is the actual, now the technical difference between these two? So do you know what is responsive? Maruti, are you aware about
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Responsive is it's based on the device. The screen and browser resolution will change according to the device width and height. So, example, we do use a Bootstrap to do the responsiveness.
Mhm. Correct. Priya, did you get like what Maruti has said?
But not very much, sir. Responsive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So responsiveness means, for example, if I open Amazon over here, let me open Amazon. Do you see how Amazon look like in laptop?
Yeah.
Like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, does this Amazon look the same way in your mobile phone as well?
Not really.
It adjusts itself according to its screen size and according to the device, right?
Yeah, it changes, right?
Let me show you. For example, in iPhone 12 Pro, it will look like this.
Okay.
In iPhone XR, it will look like this.
Okay.
It means that the user interface is adjusting itself according to the screen size or according to the device which we are using.
Okay. Okay.
That is called as responsive. So model driven application, remember my model driven application is responsive by design. Okay. Whenever we are creating model driven application, we don't need to make it responsive. Okay. It is already responsive by design. Okay, but Canvas application is not responsive by design.
Okay.
However, Canvas application is not responsive by design. However, we can make it responsive. We can make it responsive through coding. Okay, we have to write code for it in order to make it responsive. So
Okay.
yeah, like that is why like we developer are working, right? Easier things like low code platform, they have mentioned considering the easier things, but most of the business requirements are very tedious and very typical.
Okay.
And a normal person like who don't have knowledge, they cannot do it, right? For example,
Yes.
you are already aware about the IT related things. You know what is data sources. You know how if and else work, right?
Yes.
But if there are some normal person, let us consider the example of my mother. My mother cannot develop this power app, right? My father cannot develop, and my younger brother cannot develop this power because they don't have knowledge of IT.
Yeah.
Yeah. So low code platform doesn't mean that someone new can come up and learn those things.
Okay.
Like someone who is having at least some knowledge and they know the depth of IT, they know what is database, they know what is data source. If someone does not know what is database, data source, can they develop Power Apps?
No.
No. If someone does not have knowledge of collections, if someone does not have knowledge of array, or someone does not have knowledge of data types, they cannot come and learn these things, right?
Yes.
That is why we need developers, because developers already know those things. But what it is helping to the developer, like for example, the applications which can be developed which will be developed in Java or Python in 3 months or 4 months, the similar kind of application can be developed by using Power Apps within shortened period of time. So that is the advantage. That is why it is called as low code platform.
Got it.
Okay, but like someone can invest, like someone who knows Excel very well, the Power Apps is very, very easy for it, because the functions that we are using in Power Apps are mostly related to the Excel.
Okay.
Because Excel is also a product of Microsoft. So they have just used the function of the Excel that is called as reusability. See how smart Microsoft is. How like they have built certain rules and regulations for the Excel, and again the same things they are using in the Power Apps. They are always reusing the same things.
Okay.
Okay. So now our question, now I hope the doubt is clear, like when we should go for Canvas application, when we should go for model driven application, correct?
Got it.
Okay, so let me ask you a few questions. If I as a client reach out to you and I ask you people that like, hey Priya and Maruti, I want to build a Power Apps application. So I don't want, like, user interface is not my main focus, because I'm not going to build these applications for my end users. Like, I want just for the backend processes, and my team will be using it. I'm not focusing more on the user interface. However, I want that application to be developed very quickly, and I'm not even concerned about the data sources which might be using, which you can use any data source whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you any data source which we are using. So but that application should be developed within a month. So which application you will go for it? Maruti and Priya. My user interface is not main focus. The data source is also not main focus. Like, you can develop the application, but that application should be developed in a very quick manner.
Model driven.
Model driven apps, yeah.
Model driven. Why? Because in model driven app, we don't need to design the user interface. The user interface is automatically generated. As I, as a customer, demanded you that user interface is not my main focus. Why it is not main focus? Because I am not giving it to the end users. I am just using for business processes, and my team will be using it, and I'm not focused on this. I'm focused more on the business. I'm not focused on the data bases as well. Now, the second thing is that now as a client, I reach out to you, okay? And I ask you that, hey, Priya and Maruti, I want to build an application like whose user interface should be pixel perfect. Like, to whomsoever I share the application, like by seeing the application, they can know like what is happening around in this application. Have someone, like, let me ask you one question. Have someone guided you how to use Amazon?
No.
Have someone guided you how to use Facebook?
No.
No. But Facebook and Amazon have built the application in that way that their user interface are that much good that people can easily understand it. No one have to sit behind it and tell that. And the business application, like, every time we have to give the kit to the customers, right? Maruti, you must be aware about that. Even the people will keep on raising the tickets and keep disturbing us.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's right.
Yeah, it is like that only. So it is not our fault. It is not their fault. Actually, it is our fault. Like, we are not developing the application in that way that the user can understand in a very quick manner. Correct?
Yes.
So we should try to build the user interface. So now again, I'm coming back to my question that my user interface should be really good. And I want SQL as a database. And along with SQL, I want SharePoint list as well. Why I need SQL? Because there is one master table in the SQL and I want to use that database. And what is that master table? That is the employee master table where the employees' data are stored. I want to use that SQL table, and for creating the records, I can use SharePoint list. So in this case, which application you will go for?
Canvas.
Canvas. Correct. Now you can answer. Like, if some interviewers ask you, Priya, you can answer that, right? What is the difference between Canvas application and model? And you can present with the example as well. And similar, like Maruti, if some client reach out to you, and in your case, Maruti, in your case, like, Canvas application will be developed, like converting the info path forms to Power Apps.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Model-driven application are not used for such things.
Yes.
Okay. So let me quickly.
So it's some features, containers.
Yeah, it's a control. Like, I will tell you. Don't bother about this. Like, I have just written so that people might be aware whenever someone, like, they can ask, right? If it is not responsive by design, so they can ask cross question. They can put up. Can we make it responsive? Then you can say yes. I can make Canvas application responsive. Then the another question they will shoot up, like, how you can make it responsive. Then you can make it responsive by using containers, which is a type of controls in Power Apps, and through some coding. Okay. That is why I have written it over here. Don't bother, but like, I will let you know about this. So UI is not the main focus. Here we have a system generated user interface, correct?
Okay.
We can have only one data source. Now someone asks you in model-driven application, like as an interviewer, I ask you, can we use SharePoint list as a data source in model-driven application? Then what will be your answer?
What is the question? Can
we use SharePoint list as a data source in model-driven?
No.
What is your answer?
We can use only data verse in model-driven apps.
What is your answer, Maruti, on this?
No, sir. We can't use SharePoint list.
There is one way, not directly, but there is one way through which we can use, we can like add, we can use this SharePoint list or any other data source as a connector. And that is when Canvas application is embedded in model-driven application. That is inside model-driven application, when Canvas application is added. So that is not the feature of Canvas application. Actually, that is the feature of Canvas application.
Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah, okay.
It means that indirectly we can do it, but saying that in model-driven we can add it, we cannot. Directly we cannot add it in the model-driven application. We can add it whenever, like in any model-driven application and a Canvas application is added. So actually we are using the feature of Canvas application to achieve that thing, right? So we cannot say directly we can do it. However, indirectly we can do it. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So there is one feature in model-driven application where we can embed Canvas application inside it. So if like we can embed Canvas application inside it, it means that we can use all those 450 plus connectors which are available in the Canvas application, correct? So directly we cannot add it in the model-driven application, but if some applications are there in which like Canvas application is embedded, then it might be possible that it might have more than like another data source apart from this dataverse.
So inside model-driven apps, Canvas apps can be embedded. That is what you're telling, right?
Yeah, Canvas app can be embedded. Yeah.
Embedded, okay.
So we can, there is only one data source. So if someone asks you, your answer should be that only. There can be only one data source. But if someone asks you, is there any way that we can use? So you can say, yeah, there is one way, but that is not a direct way. That is the indirect way, and we are using the features of the Canvas application inside it. So we cannot say that model-driven application indirectly we can add some extra data sources. So I'm clearing each and every point, whatever we are discussing in details as well, from the interview perspective and from the client perspective as well. For example, whenever we are dealing with a client, how we have to answer it. There is no, I hope you are writing the notes as well in between.
Yes, yeah.
That is more required. There is only one data source which we can use here, and that is
Dataverse, yeah.
However, if someone asks you that I want to, then you can say that, yeah, I can embed Canvas application, but that is not the feature of the data model driven. That is the feature of the Canvas application which we are using. So indirectly we can do it, but not directly. And this is responsive by design. Any doubt till here?
No.
Now the portal application, the best way to define portal application is whenever I want to share our application with some external people which are from outside the organization. Let me give you one quick example. For example, whenever you join any organization, they send you the link. You have to upload your documents over there, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, correct.
Correct. So are you part of that organization? No.
No, yes.
But you are able to upload the documents over there, right? Because that application was built for external sharing. Whenever I want to build such applications where we need external sharing, that is sharing the application outside the organization as well. For example, in every organization, audits are there, right? Whenever the application are related to finance, audits are there. And audits are mostly done by the outside organization people.
Yes.
That's correct.
Correct. So for that purpose, we need to build such application which can be shared with the external people outside the. In that case, we go for portal application. Okay. Is it clear? Whenever we want to build an application which can be shared with external users, we go for. Still, portal application is not that much in use. Okay, because for such cases like the cases which I have mentioned, for such cases like we go for like the legacy applications like C# applications or Java application. But for example, if there is a very like some organization is there and they want some portal apps, so they are still increasing. But out of these applications, as I told you, like in most of the cases where developer roles come into play is Canvas application. So we have to focus more on this part. More on like 90% interviews questions are from this. 90% projects are from this.
Okay.
I hope today's lecture is clear to you both.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If you have any doubt or any suggestion from your end, feel free to ask. Like, there is one term called as delegation.
Yeah.
Okay. Delegation means assigning the responsibility to someone else.
That's correct. Yeah.
So there are two kinds of functions in Power Apps. As I mentioned you, like the whole Canvas application is developed on the functions like Excel like functions are there, which is really easy to understand.
Okay.
Which is really, so there are two different kind of functions. The first function is delegable function and the another function is non-delegable function.
Okay.
So dealing with the non-delegable function is little bit difficult because sometimes like it will like every time you will use non-delegable function, you will get one warning in the Power Apps. That is, you might get some less data as compared to the actual data. Why? Whenever you are using non-delegable function, then only top 2000 items from that data source will come into the Power Apps and filter and everything, whatever you want. That will be available only on those top 2000 items. But if you are using delegable function, then it will be available to the whole data which you are using. But after that, like it will go to the whole data and it will filter the data on the whole data and pick up the top 2000 data from there. So 2000 is the view threshold limit. You can say that.
2000 is a threshold limit. Okay.
2000 is the threshold limit. Maruti, you might have heard about the threshold limit in SharePoint Online, 5000, right?
Yes,
View
yes, sir.
threshold limit.
Yeah, we can. So in SharePoint, we can adjust, sir. Yeah, we can make it 15,000, 20,000 as well.
But in SharePoint Online, we cannot do it. In SharePoint on-premise, we can do it.
Oh, okay.
Because here in the SharePoint on-premise, like the organization handles everything, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
But in SharePoint Online, everything is in the hand of Microsoft.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So Microsoft is giving you the cloud feature. It means that it will take some features as well from you people.
Okay. Okay. And
there are ways where we can show more than 5000 items. And that is where we developers comes into play. That is why developers are being paid so much high.
Is it okay? So okay, that's that's absolutely good, sir. I can hear the sound of experience you have. Okay, and the next one is like, so here I have a challenge. Like I can't build that Power Apps in a direct production environment. So how I can able to do it in a development environment? So I have to create 3 environments, which is dev, QA, and production. So how are we gonna be moving Power Apps and Power Automate?
Not only you, in every organization, no one will suggest you going and build the application directly in the production environment.
Yeah.
Because if someday some issue arises in the production environment and production data is already present over there, no one will suggest you to go and edit the data and test on the data which is already present over there, and that is real data.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Correct.
So
in that case, firstly we need three different tenants or three different applications.
Okay.
If three different tenants are there, or if three different environments are there, then that is fine. What we can do, we can develop the application in the development environment. Okay. We can import that application. For example, there is one application ABC. In that application, you have used 4 data sources: data source 1, data source 2, data source 3, data source 4.
Okay.
The first thing which you have to do, the same data source with the same schema should be created in the UAT environment, and it should be created in the production environment. The way we do for other applications. And after that, what you have to do, you have to import the application from development environment and export it into the production environment.
Okay, I done it in the same way what is shown shared into that article, sir. Yeah, but the thing is, it is giving really great to do that one, because you have to pull it out of power ups.
So are you customizing the SharePoint list form from that?
No, sir. So the source is a SharePoint list, and
my question is, like, there are different ways in which we can develop Power Apps, right? The Canvas application, even the Canvas can develop in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Firstly, one SharePoint list is there, right?
Yes.
In SharePoint list is there, whenever we click on new, a form will open. One is the by default form. One is by default form, right? Which is open.
Yeah.
The another one is, like, for which we use info path form. Whenever you click on new, one info path form will open. Let us consider. Now you are converting that info path form to Canvas.
That's correct. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So it means that you are customizing the form of the SharePoint list, right?
Yes.
You are not creating any Power Apps application. You are just using a feature of Power Apps, that is customizing the SharePoint list forms.
Yes. Yeah.
In this case, like, the migration is not that much easy. It is really difficult for such migrations.
Okay.
Why it is difficult? Because that is